challenges this week?
Just with any other game or any other team, is going to be adversity, ups and downs. So just stay in the course and not worrying about the scoreboard, but just focus on the next play. So that's what's going to get us through it.
How would you look back on your performance against USF, considering that you did not let the USF defenders get a sack on Richardson at all?
Respectfully, that's what's expected out of us. You know, we practiced, we worked hard, we were communicating, we were together. So what happened Saturday is what's expected out of us, and we're planning on to keep that going.
Do you think an offensive outburst like that was due or overdue, or how would you characterize it?
Overdue. You'll see in previous games there was bits and pieces, and you'll see, you know, we'll connect here and connect there, but we just couldn't complete it, as Coach Frye and Coach Herman would say. But we brought it all together against USF.
From the first game to the season to now, what is the biggest difference you see from this offense?
From the offense, I say just coming together, truly coming together. Coach Herman, he talked a lot about loving your brother and doing what you do because you love your brother, and that hit home for a lot of us. Because of course we're teammates, but we're also brothers, and you'll do anything for your brother. So that's, I would say, that right there.
Last game UTSA played, they allowed the defense had 6 sacks. So where are you guys planning offensively to protect Daniel Richardson and let him have time in the pocket to throw to his receivers and protect them? What's your plan?
Communicate and keep your eyes up. That's basically it. They're a sound defense, so just block your rules and we should be fine.
How would you describe the overall composure of the offensive line when it comes to going through the ups and downs of the first half of this season?
It wasn't bad. We just got to talk it through. Just like with any problem was going on, even in life, you just got to communicate with each other and get on the same page. So when that problem arises again, you already know what to do.
And when it comes to UTSA, what have you seen from them on film that you and the guys in the O-line are focusing on for Saturday?
They're just stout everywhere. They're sound and very disciplined. So we have to be sound and disciplined ourselves. So that's really what we see. They're really good up front. So we can't underestimate them. Just block our rules.
Okay. Having as big a role as you currently seem to have?
I do. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to obtain it, but I knew it was possible. But I just felt like I couldn't quite figure it out. And Coach trusted me and put me in a lot, so those reps allowed me to get to this point. It took longer than I thought it would, but I knew it was possible because of the work I've been putting in up to that point.
Are you at the point now where going into the game, your mind's not worried about a bunch of different things? You're pretty calm and settled in what you need to do?
Every week is a little bit different, but yeah, you kind of learn your systems and kind of how to go through a week. I'm gonna do this on this week. I'm gonna focus on this day. Just like your systems throughout the week to help you prepare. So definitely the extra stuff is kind of settled down a little bit.
With the touchdown you got against USF, you became the first tight end in your group to get a touchdown for the Owls. How proud were you to have that achievement of your first career touchdown in college?
It was pretty cool. It meant a lot to our room and also my family and a couple other people as well. But it could have been any of us, and everyone was really happy for me in our room. That's the one thing I really love. Or the thing I love the most really is every single one of us, all 10 of us, support each other as much as we can. They help us out. They helped me when I didn't know anything. So it means a lot, and they were definitely really excited for me.
Over the time in this season, how have you seen yourself improve during game time?
Just the bank reps we've done. So once you do something so many times, you kind of get more comfortable and you get a feel for it. And everyone always says the speed of the game. So I definitely say adjusting to the speed, that's one thing where I feel a lot more comfortable.
Not every week is going to be like last week, 56 points and touchdowns. But is that show what this offense is capable of when you're hitting on all cylinders?
100%. We saw that, and that's always the expectation we've had. But I feel for the first time we kind of did what we wanted to do. Now we still left a lot out there, but it was good to put that on film and prove to ourselves that is the expectation for us.
Your first reception as a tight end was the opening drive, scoring drive for the Owls. How did it feel for you contributing to the Owls scoring wise?
It's cool. I take just as much pride in like a great touchdown block, but obviously a touchdown reception is like that's pretty cool. I mean, like that's something I've wanted to do since I was a kid, so it feels great, and also just to see like I helped put those points up there, but at the same time, I think of it the same way when I'm blocking and someone else scores.
You probably didn't think of this, but to do that in an NFL stadium, did that hit you at the moment, or did you think about that later?
I kind of thought about it a little bit before the game because I always like to look at the stadiums, and it was cool. Like I believe the Super Bowl was like just played there, and so it's cool to just like see that. Yeah, it was almost like right in front of the student section. So that was cool. I actually like pictured that exact play before the game. I'm like, it'd be cool to score right here, because like just to see all the student section go quiet, that's cool. Because they always like talk trash when you're walking out and stuff. So yeah.
Looking at the matchup against UTSA, what are you and the other guys at tight end focusing on when it comes to preparing for the Roadrunners defense?
They're really good. Like they're big. Big D line, pretty physical. So just like focusing on the little things that like we can control. It's not really a whole lot different than any other week, like preparation wise, but you have to have your feet under you and make sure you're doing what you need to do because it's less forgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Challenges this week to try and break them down.
Yeah, no, I think it's different than what we just saw. There was a lot of defense on the field with what South Florida did schematically. A lot of different looks and different pressures. And this week, it's you know where they're going to be at. And what I see on film is a defense that plays extremely hard. They run to the ball as good as I've seen this year. Getting 11 hats in the picture, those things. So it'll be a big challenge for us.
Was last week, it's not going to be 8 touchdowns every week, but did that just show what this offense is capable of when guys are doing their assignments and executing?
Yeah, I think they were able to put it all together. I think, playing for each other had a big part of what I was feeling all week. It was just extremely good execution by our guys, and they deserve the credit. They're on the field. They're the ones doing the execution and playing for each other and all those things. So credit to them.
From the season opener to this past Saturday against USF, what are the biggest improvements you have seen from this offense?
Well, I think it's weekly. Everything. The first year together, implementing a new scheme, new calls, new everything, and just seeing the growth from spring to camp and from camp to the start of the season. But I think it's what you put into something is what you're going to get, and you see players that are extremely invested in each other, invested in doing the right thing for each other, going out and playing for each other, and that's what I'm seeing more.
What is the objective for the offense going against UTSA's defense?
UTA's defense?
UTSA's defense.
So the objective always is to play our part, and play. We're an offense that's just a piece of the team. So we got to do our part every week. Now, what that part is going to be different every week. So, you're having the defense's back, defense having the offensive back, and the special teams is all incorporated. So I think every week it's different, but we got to do our part.
With his best performance as an Owl to date, Daniel Richardson, as we all know, recently won Offensive Player of the Week from the American. How far has he come along as a leader in this offense, and how composed he is in the pocket?
Yeah, I think last week was especially early in the week, you could feel D. Rich's presence. You could, I know his teammates could feel it, and I think that's one of his strengths is his leadership, his ability to lead men, and he invests in them. So they are invested in him, and I think that's a big piece that nobody talks about of playing quarterback. It's not you know, making the throws and doing all that thing. That's what everybody gets to see, you know. But how many contested catches did you see in the game? You know, we won our one-on-one battles. They were fighting for him, but that's earned. That is never given. You have to earn that respect. You have to earn all those things, and it's by how you treat people. It's by how you interact with them in your preparation and hey, I need this route. You know, hey, take 2 more steps on this route, or hey, I need some time in protection. You can feel it in pregame with him communicating with his guys up front. So there's no finish line to that in playing quarterback. It's ongoing. But once you earn the respect of your locker room, earn the respect of your teammates, and there's a lot of fight out there for you.
The offensive line against USF didn't allow any sacks. How have you felt about the offensive line's performance last week?
Well, they did a hell of a job, you know, especially with the looks they were getting, because they were complex. You know, they'd show blitz on one side, and then when the ball snapped, they're bringing it on the other side. So they were able to pass off those blitzes, and you know, I'm not on the sideline, but I can see, you know, the offensive line huddled up over there, Coach Warner going over the adjustments, and then they're going on the field and executing, and that's pretty cool. You know, that's pretty cool to see. And when defenses do that, they're leaving holes. You know, they're vacating zones, and we're able to find those.
One of UTSA's key defensive players, Trey Moore, he leads the American in sacks and is 3rd in the country in that category as well. What is the main priority in preventing him and, of course, the other defenders in the Roadrunners defense from getting to Richardson and breaking the offensive line?
Yeah, obviously you got to have awareness of where he's at, and schematically you can do some things to help your guys. But obviously, you know, just anytime you have a player that can wreck your game, right? You got to find out problems within the game plan. So you go in and say, okay, who can wreck our game? And then you got to put a plan together so that doesn't happen. So that's early in the week, identifying the problems that we're going to see, and then, okay, what are the solutions to those problems, or how can we help ourselves, or how can we help our guys better go out executing the game?
Right now, the American FAU's offense is 14th in the conference on a 4th down conversion for offense, while UTSA's defense is 14th as well on point 4th down conversions. How important are those conversions for offense in this game, critical game against UTSA?
You're talking 4th down conversions?
Yep.
Obviously, those are what I have on my call sheet. I call them gotta haves. You know, it's GTHI. So you go on. You know, typically it's Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. It's like, okay, what are our gotta haves? You know, and then say, okay, short yardage situation. Okay, you know, medium yardage situation, long yardage situation, and those are usually your best plays. But the best plays represent trying to get the ball to the best players. You know, so it's something that we talk about, you know, as a staff, and then we talk about with the quarterbacks and D-Rich of, hey, if it's a gotta have it right here, here's what we're gonna call. And that's, to me, that's the biggest thing for a player is can I have a plan of what to expect, right? If I know what's gonna be called, or if I know what we're gonna do in that situation, that calms my nerves, right? That say, okay, we talked about this, and then, okay, I hear it, or I see the signal, and it's like, all right, I know what to do.
It helps that LaJohntay Wester and Tony Johnson both had 100 receiving yards each and a couple of touchdowns, especially Tony Johnson, who had a career performance in receiving yards, which is his career high. How much does it help that Tony Johnson, Jaquan Burton, and the other receivers are there to help lessen the workload, lessen the burden of Wester, who is going to have a lot of attention be paid to him?
Yeah, I think it's a whole unit. You know, Jaquan didn't have as many yards in the game, but there was 2 examples that, one to LaJohntay, when he was on the left side, we threw him the ball coming across to the right. That would have never happened if Jaquan wouldn't have took the safety out of it with his speed. You know, if you're jogging that route, that safety's gonna come jump LaJohntay, and the quarterback's not gonna have anywhere to go with the ball.
Right.
And then the one that Tony caught, right, we were in bunch to the left, and he was running that cross route to the right. Once again, who cleared the ball? Who cleared it out for him? So it's not just one guy. It'll never be there. in the way that you read progressions or you read defenses from a quarterback perspective is it's a progression. So it's as simple as, is he open, right? And then so my eyes are looking, say LeJounte's number one, okay? He's number one in the progression. My eyes are looking at him. And if they cover him, well, I've taken one defender over here to open up number two. And then so on and so forth, 3 and 4. So it's a package deal. It can't just be, oh, you're gonna get the ball to this guy. It doesn't work like that. But that's what that room is. I mean, those guys are a tight knit bunch, and they have a true brotherhood, and they play off each other. So, I mean, you got a bunch of guys in there that are really good, really good. So every week's gonna be different based on how they deploy their coverage. So, but we are a progression offense. We're gonna throw it to the open guys.
How did you feel about Michael Johnson, Jr.'s performance, running 2 touchdowns, rushing for 2 touchdowns?
I was happy for him. You know, just his journey, the road to having surgery and recovery, and extended recovery through the summer. Just to see him get back out there and have success, I'm really happy for him.
And we're kind of used to seeing Larry McCammon get about 90, 100 yards rushing. Against USF, the running backs didn't reach 80 yards rushing down to those big numbers. So what are you expecting on the running backs against UTSA? How do you want to see them improve?
I think they're getting better every week. And like I said, every game is different. You know, we're gonna get them the ball because they deserve to get the ball. And we got to see how the defense is playing, how they want to structure it, and then we're going to attack based off what they're doing. So it's not just okay, every week it's going to be, you're trying to structure it one way. It's, are they going to get their touches? Absolutely, because they've earned it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
All the receivers contributed last week. It wasn't, just LeJounte. You were making plays. Devin made plays. Jaquan got involved. I mean, how much more dangerous does that make the offense?
A lot dangerous. I say it's a blessing to see that we work hard together, like all summer, all spring. It's just amazing. I love the slot out, so just seeing my boys go to work and just putting on display is what we work and train for every day.
Not every week is going to be 8 touchdowns, but did you feel you guys were due for performance, or maybe even overdue for a performance like that?
I think well overdue. I feel like we worked very hard, and it was good to just see it finally pay off. And we're going to keep trying to stack those games after games like that.
You had a career high in receiving yards, and on top of that, you got a touchdown to help the Owls be dominant offensively against the Bulls. And now looking at your season, you have tied the number of touchdowns you had at the number of touchdowns and receptions you had last season, while surpassing the amount of receiving yards you also had last year. How far have you come along in your development as a receiver in this offense?
I say a lot. I think guys like Tay and Jamal Edgerton and Jaquan Burton are pushing me and want to get better each day and not being complacent. I say just God's work, putting me in a position just to stack and get better. That's what I want to do each and every year, each and every day in the game.
You know what you're up against this week. These guys won the last 2 conference titles in Conference USA, now both in the Americans. So, what do you see in them, and are you looking forward to the challenge of it?
Yeah, we're looking forward to the challenge. Like Coach Hearn said today in our team meeting, this is a chance to step and show that we're dominant and show that we're contenders of the American Conference. So we want to go out there and put on a show and show everybody that we're legit.
So far this season, you have 3 touchdowns, 274 yards. Where have you seen yourself improve this season compared to last season?
I just say, probably, I don't know. I just feel like I always work hard. I guess more of the plays. It's just my turn right now. I guess these guys like Tay pushing me. I keep going back to those guys. I feel like they push my game more each and every day to focus on practice and focus on things I can get better each and every day.
How important will it be to have opposing defenses be honest with you and the other receivers, especially with LeJounte Wester being the top option in the receiving depth chart?
You say have them honest?
Keeping them honest, because
honest,
they're gonna pay a lot of attention to Wester, and that opens up a lot of opportunities for you and the other receivers.
Oh yeah. So I just feel like we need to be ready though. Teams key on Tay, you'll see it a lot, but now that we put more on display, I feel like they're gonna have to spread it out, and if they want to leave us one-on-one, we gotta capitalize on our opportunities.
What is your goal against UTSA's defense? Are you planning on getting a couple of touchdowns in front of your home crowd? What about your plan?
It's like every other week. I want to go 1-0. I want to see my guys eat, and I just want to come out with a W. Whatever the stats that come with it, I'm cool with that. I just want to win.
Anything else?
Okay, thanks, Tony.
Thank you.